All right, so a couple of you guys wanted me to react to this video here made by a content creator called Sekai. I don't know how to pronounce his channel name. I have no idea, but the title is "Doing Out Abyss, No Gotcha, Same Problems, First Impressions Review." So we're gonna check this out. This video is like 20 minutes long, but I did read the comments, and a lot of people did not like this video. So I'm really curious to see, why a lot of people don't like this video. So let's go ahead and check out what he has to say.
Duet Abyss has just launched, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's all that impressive. The game boasts one of the first mobile games that was formerly a gacha but transitioned to a gacha-less model afterwards, with the incentives that it's a game that respects your time and no fear of missing out in its mechanics. It certainly sounds a bit too good to be true, and let's be real here. It is. Hi, my name is Psyche, and
Wait, is he saying that being able to is he saying that there's FOMO in this game because the fact that you can farm at your own you can farm at your own pace, which is true. Like you're not forced to get on the game and no life the game. You're not forced to do that. You can log in the game like 10 minutes a day, do like 3 runs, and boom, you'll be able to get your character in like what, in 4 days if you're not willing to grind. If you just want to log in 10 minutes a day and do 3 runs, shit, you can get your character in like 4 or 5 days.
I'll be breaking down each of DNA's features and let you know what I think if it's good or bad for the future of gacha games. However, despite all of
Good or bad for the future of gacha games? Oh, okay.
what was promised, the thing I think DNA will struggle with the most is something more ingrained in its design, and not actually related to the monetization or farming mechanics. So today I have a lot to say about this potential future giant indie gacha gaming space. Let's get right down to it. First, there's something I would like to address. Duet Abyss is certainly taking gacha game graphics to the next level. Since it's developed on Unreal Engine, you can expect performance to be a bit hit or miss. This game is also teetering on what mobile phones can handle. I will not be commenting on the performance for the remainder of the review, but to my knowledge, it suffers from occasional performance issues on certain PCs at the moment, and I shudder to think what those playing on a phone will be like. Now, I don't do any of the technical side and do any benchmarking here, but I did run a quick test on my own phone to see what it's like. And the question you might ask is, what the hell are you running the game on to get it this smooth? Well, it can be none other than the Red Magic 11 Pro, which also happens to be the sponsor of this video.
Okay,
The
so
Red
it's a
Magic series
sponsor.
of gaming see a gacha protagonist not have the typical amnesia trait, where they're a blank slate. It's definitely one of the better gacha game stories I've gone through, well, in terms of 3D gachas at least. I think some of the facial animations still look a little bit off for the NPCs, but for
I agree. When it comes to the facial animations, it's really, really bad. Like the NPCs are just like what the hell is that, bro? They gotta fix that. But other than that, the story is great.
for the most part, the presentation is fine. They're probably pretty proud of that intro fight scene. I would like to also give a quick shout out to the music. The track variety is impeccable and are all beautifully composed. Sometimes takes a page straight out of Nier Automata, which happens to feature my favorite video game soundtrack of all time. As for the gameplay, you can only on-field one character at a time, but I suppose the game was trying to go for a more co-op approach in the late game with different roles like support, DPS, and healers. You can equip one melee and ranged weapon, all with their different variations. Worth mentioning that every character can use every weapon, though the element the weapon attacks are infused with will
Honestly, when it comes to the whole, you can only control one character, and then your other characters, they're just like when it comes to other characters, they're just your combat partners. Me personally, I'm fine with that, and the reason why is because I didn't want Do Not Abyss to be that other, I don't want it to be a game where I'm swapping between my characters, bro. Like it's just gonna feel like the gameplay is not gonna feel unique. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna feel the same way when I play Uwa Genshin when I'm swapping between characters. Like it's really common in a lot of these gotcha games. Now, once again, Do Not Abyss at its core, the game is not a gotcha game at its core, but at the same time, just that feeling of you just swapping between characters, you have cooldowns. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just so tedious, bro. It's just the same model over and over again. And being able to control only one character, me personally, I'm fine with that. All right, I am fine with that. However, some people are like, well, if you can only control one character, then you should be able to do multiple things. It shouldn't just be skill and ult, and that's pretty much it. Which I agree to a certain extent. But yeah, it really just comes down to preference.
still match the character's element. When you use left click, you swing the weapon, and holding right click fires the gun. There's all sorts of moves and combos you can do, like attacks right after a slide, when slamming down, when holding or pressing attack repeatedly. You have a dodge move to evade enemy attacks, a slide to initiate a helix leap, though I struggle to see why you would ever use the slide by itself. You have a shield meter above your health and an energy gauge to use your skill or ult attack. I found most of the content in the game to be pretty easy. As long as you level everyone to an acceptable range, you can just spam left click to get through it. There are some miscellaneous activities you can do in the overworld, like fishing, shooting minigames, and catching Genimon. I didn't really get too deep into it, but some of the Genimon can have some unique effects.
So level 20 Genimons. I just want to see which level his characters are. So like, let me go back over here. So we got level 50, okay?
Shooting minigames and catching Genimon.
Because I don't want this to be another video where like bro puts in like what 20 minutes in a game. He only has like level 20 characters. He only has like what 3 weapons. He barely farmed for any characters. And he's like, nah, this game isn't it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the case, I'm just not even gonna watch the video at that point.
I didn't really get too deep into it, but some of the Genimon can have some unique effects, like picking up enemy drops at a longer range. When you're not doing co-op, you can set 2 other AI companions to fight alongside you, but co-op content will take one of those AI slots away for every extra player. I should also mention that DNA is not marketed as an open world game, but rather an RPG with open world elements. You can't really do a lot of crazy things out in the wild, though sometimes you'll come across hidden chests and minigames. Just don't count on exploration being a big part of your experience here. There's also the impression system, where you have a list of 6 personality traits, and choosing certain dialogue will increase one. When you perform a check, you roll a dice. The higher that stat, the higher the chance to succeed. I don't really think this matters all that much, and you can also just create the dice currency in the forging menu, so you can just keep trying again. But anyways, enough about the gameplay, let's talk about the main attraction. So, one of Duet Night Abyss's main attractions is the promise of a no stamina system, respecting the player's time.
The no stamina system is perfect. Like, the no stamina system is great. If you're gonna complain about the game having no stamina, you're cooked. Like, you're actually cooked, bro. And the reason why is because we have been complaining for like the past few years that when it comes to the stamina system, it pretty much blocks you from progressing the game at your own pace. When you look at games like Blue Protocol, Star Residence, right? A lot of people were complaining about, oh, you know, there's a stamina system and all that when it comes to forging materials, you know, time gating, blah, blah, blah. So the fact that this game completely removes that, it completely removes, you know, the stamina system. You be able to farm whenever you want, do whatever you want. Like, there's just no reason for niggas to be complaining that there is no stamina in the game. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
They said. You can farm whenever you want. Is all of that actually true? Let's see. Heading into the combat tab, you'll access many different commission types to complete for loot drops. All sorts of goodies can be farmed here, such as XP for your characters or weapons, demon wedges as the relic system for set bonuses, ascension material, and wisdom farm for new characters and weapons. You can do these alone or in co-op, and some will take longer than others. In theory, if you wanted to max out a character, you can just grind for hours and you'll be able to achieve just that. So, the lack of stamina is a good thing, right? Well, in my opinion, not really. When you do a normal commission, you can use a booster to increase the drop rate of rewards for that run, with some of the better boosters netting you up to 20 times the rewards. The problem is that you have to buy these with premium currency. While you can make the argument that this
There is no way bro is complaining about the manuals. Oh my. When it comes to the manuals, bro, it's like you this is the thing about the manuals. So he's pretty much saying that you have to buy the volume 4 manuals, right? Now let me go ahead and remind y'all, when it comes to the manuals, let's say for the green manual, right? Volume level 1. You can get this by completing daily commissions. They give you like 15, I think, 15 or 20, I forgot, but they give you a lot. But when it comes to like using manuals, guys, like let me go ahead and switch on over to the game real quick. Let me switch on over to the game here. So if I come over here to combat, let me go ahead and claim that. Boom. Here we go. So boom, they already gave me 15 manuals right there. We already got 15 and I have like 262. But you guys can see they give you like what? 18, 21, 4. They give you 30. They give you 30 commission manuals. And then when I come over here to Forge, all right, we come over here to Forge, you can go ahead and forge manual. So you guys can see I can form a volume 2 manual. Now, you don't really need volume 3 or volume 4 to get good rewards. It's just to speed up the process. Like if you don't want to spend hours of grinding, then, you know, you can, you know, consume volume 2s or volume 3s, but it's not really needed. Like if you think that, oh, I have to go to the shop and I have to purchase, you know, these manuals in order for me to farm a lot faster, That's just not true, bro. Like, you don't really have to do that. Plus, they only give you like 5. It's not worth it. They only give you 5 Volume 3 manuals. It's like, just farm, my nigga. Like, it really just comes down to I don't want to farm. Like, I just don't want to grind. I just want to put in like what 10 minutes and I just want to get everything. That's what it really comes down to. Like, if you're complaining that you don't want to farm and you just want to go ahead and just get everything immediately, but you have to spend money to do so, it's like, holy shit, dude. Oh my gosh, man. Like, let me go in and show you guys my account. Oh, I'm in combat right now. Let me get rid of these guys real quick. Okay, these guys are getting on my nerves. You, nice. Y'all. Okay. Let me go ahead and show y'all my account real quick. So we got Psyche here. We have her weapon. All right, we have Rebecca's weapon here. We have this weapon. We got all these weapons, bro. I haven't used a single manual level 4. I haven't used a single one yet. If I come over here to challenge, let me see. Commissions, hedge, start challenge. I have just one, but I've never used it. I only use the volume 2s and the volume 1s. And I was able to get everything. And sometimes I would use the volume 3, but trust and believe me, guys, you do not need volume 3s in order for you to get everything in this damn game. It just speeds up the process a lot faster. That's literally it. If you don't feel like farming, then you can just boost the chances of you getting the materials you want. And that's it. That's all that comes down to. But you guys can see they give you a fuck ton of volume 1s, and volume 1s, they give you a good amount. So I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's a nothing burger right there, bro. That's a nothing burger. But let's continue though.
Rewards. The problem is that you have to buy these with premium currency. While you can make the argument that this is still better than having a stamina system since you can just farm whenever you want, you also have to come to terms that someone that's willing to pay a little extra will progress faster than you, even though you both put in the same amount of effort.
And like, what are we talking about? Oh, if somebody spends money, they're gonna progress a lot faster than you. Bro, there is no PvP in this game. Like, why are we sitting here getting mad if people are spending money on the game to like, here's the thing, guys, listen. In this game, once again, this game has no PvP. It's just straight up PvE. All right, it's just straight up PvE. If you're gonna spend money to get commission manuals, you can do that, and nobody is stopping you. And let me remind y'all, the game doesn't even have character or weapon gacha. So I don't blame them for, putting things in a shop that's gonna make people want to spend money. Like, at the end of the day, these niggas, like, they have to make money in order for the game to stay alive. So when they put, commissions and like commission manuals in the shop, I don't see that as a problem that much. Because if they're still giving me a lot of commission manual 1s and I can still progress efficiently, I'm not gonna sit here and complain because somebody spent like what, $10 or $15 to get commission manual 5s, commission manual 4s, and they can progress faster. If they wanted to do that, then they can go ahead and do that. I'm gonna, be patient. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna grind at my own pace. And that's it. Like, right now I'm currently level 54. I'm about to be level 55 in like what? Like, literally all I have to do is do a little bit more missions and I'm gonna be level 55. It really just comes down to, if you want to take your time, to take your time. You're not going to be punished for taking your time. But if you want to rush everything, then you want to spend money, then go ahead and do that.
Whether this bothers you is purely subjective. No stamina system also means that you don't get player XP from just completing commissions. You can check what activities give player XP, but since the better commissions drop mats at a higher rate, you want to raise that level quick. Also, one extra kudos I gotta give is that the game lets you equip the same demon wedge on multiple characters or weapons. So, since you're gonna need like 20 of these per character, that's at least one less thing to worry about. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the character and weapon system now. You have to get the secret letter currency, then buy the secret letter of the character or weapon, then run the covert commission for the chance for their shard to drop. I'm not going to explain all of it in detail again since I did it in the sponsor video. Anyways, 30 of it equals 1 copy of them. In short, I think the system is good, but not as good as you think. First, I'd like to point out that you can skip the grind with a premium currency. This will cost you around $50 with some leftover, assuming you have the first top-up bonus. Do I have a problem that you can skip the grind with real money? No, not really. If you consider that if you were to try using top-up packs, then you can skip the grind with real money? No. $1 with some leftover, assuming you have the first top-up bonus. Do I have a problem that you can skip the grind with real money? No, not really. If you consider that if you were to try using top-up packs to guarantee a 5-star end of conventional gacha game, you're likely gonna have to spend upwards of a couple $100s. So $50 in that context, not so much anymore. However, you also have
Okay.
to keep in mind that each character has 6 dupe levels, and they all requires 30 shards each. Because the shards are earnable in-game, this gives adepts and dedicated players room to make the dupe levels drastic increases to the character's strength, and defend that you can just grind it for free, so there's no problems here. That may be true, except you have to factor in the amount of time you have to spend to do it, and while
Ain't no fucking way, bro. Oh my gosh. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Bro, here we go, man. Okay, I can understand why people don't like this video, man. So he's pretty much complaining about the amount of time it takes for you to grind and get characters. Let me go ahead and show you guys my Lynn here. So Lynn, it took me, I think I can show you guys how many attempts it took me to get her Intron level 1 because I did get one dupe on her. So if I come over here, boom, I have Intron level 1 on Lynn. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that because I was able to get Intron level 1 on Lynn in, like, let's say 20 runs, then the same applies to everybody. I'm not saying that. But if we're going to sit here and complain about the amount of time it takes for you to get dupes on characters and obtain units, I'm sorry, man. It's just, come on, bro. Like, it doesn't take that long, bro. It really does not take that long. So if I come over here to, let me see, combat, commissions, okay, characters. So okay, so secret letter. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a couple. Okay, let me just buy one here so I can show you guys my attempts. 43 completions. So this took me like what? 1 hour. I'll say 1 hour and 10 minutes to get Lynn and her Intron level 1. 1 hour. So bro is complaining that he's pretty much complaining about the amount of time it takes for you to get characters. Let me go ahead and remind y'all, if this was a gacha game, right? You do understand that in a gacha game, you getting dupes on characters as a free-to-play player, it's just unrealistic. Like, you as a free-to-play player, the only way you can get dupes on a character is if you are extremely lucky. Like, you have to have god tier luck in order for you to, like when you're pulling for a character, let's say I'm pulling for Lynn, right? If this game had gacha, I'm pulling for Lynn, and let's say I got double Lynn. Whenever we're doing our summon sessions, we're always like, yo, give me a double. Please give me a double. It barely happens. So the fact that I can play this game and I'm like, oh shit, I can go ahead and just get a dupe on his character and just like, just spend like what, 20 minutes farming and I get a dupe on the character. The fact that it is realistic and it's not impossible and it's definitely possible and doesn't take that much time, it's really, really good. But we're seriously going to sit here and complain about the amount of time it takes for you to get a character and their dupes. Like, are we actually serious right now? And once again, if you don't want to grind, you can just directly purchase the character in the shop. But if you don't want to spend any money when it comes to getting dupes, bro, just play the game, bro. Like, I'm sorry, guys. It like, are we like, do these people not want to play the game or something? Because I'm really confused here. I'm not saying him directly. Like, I'm not saying Psyche, however you say his name. I'm not saying that he doesn't want to play the game. But when people complain about the amount of time it takes for you to get the characters and their Intron levels or weapons, at this point, it really comes off as, I just don't want to play the game. I just want to log in, do my dailies, and then, I don't know, I just get the character by just doing, like, absolutely nothing. It's like, they're pretty much telling you, hey, man, if you want to get characters, if you want to get weapons, just play our game. That's all they're saying. They're just saying, hey, dude, just play the game, man. Like, back in the days, bro, when it comes to, like, farming for characters, farming for weapons, nobody really complained about that because people actually enjoyed playing the game. Like, while I'm playing the game, guess what? I'm actually getting something in return, which is a character, which is a weapon. It's like what I'm doing is actually worth it. Meanwhile, in gacha games, it's like, all right, I'm doing dailies. I'm running around opening chests. I'm doing all of this just to lose 50-50. I'm doing all of this just to get 3 measly pulls. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you're rewarded for playing this game. Meanwhile, in gacha games, are you really rewarded for playing the game? Not really. You log in, you play the game for like, what, 20 minutes because there's barely any content, and then you log off, and all you get is 1 pull just to get a 3-star weapon. Anyways, let's continue the video.
Will everyone have that much time on their hands? This is of course not including all the other ways you can upgrade the character, and acquiring weapons also has a similar grinding system. I should also mention that the rate in which you get the secret letter clues is limited. While you still can farm these at a slower rate by manually farming,
When it comes to getting, like, let's say the 10 shards for character secret letters, on average, all right, on average, because I did see the calculations, it's on like some people did the math. I think it's around like 14 to 15 or 10 to 15 runs where you would get like the 10 character shards. So in reality, it would take you around like what? Like, in order for you to get a character, right? It would take you around like what? 30 to like max, I would say it's around like 30 to 35 runs max in order for you to get the character. That's what I saw, right? But for me, on average, it would take around like what? 15 to 17 runs to get a character. And that takes like what? 20 minutes. 20 minutes, because there's like this mission where you can literally speed run. Like this, I think it's this mission where it's not termination, but there's like this mission where you just like open a bunch of cells and then you like free a hostage. When you do that mission, it literally takes like 20 minutes to get a character, bro. It really doesn't take that long.
it's just another process you have to go through to get what you want. The lack of a stamina system is honestly a double-edged sword, if you ask me. In a normal gacha game, you press one button to spend your stamina to farm for all you can, then you're done for the day and you can spend your time doing other things. You do this every day or whenever you can. It's quick sessions of stimulus that expose you to just enough to form a habit and slow down your progression. From a player retention perspective, it works great, and probably why the vast majority of mobile games have them.
There is no way bro is defending the stamina system, bro. What the fuck, dude? There is no way he's actually defending the stamina system. Are we really saying that a system where it prevents you from progressing at your own pace is good? The reason why a stamina system exists in gacha games is because there's barely any content in these gacha games, so therefore they don't want you to blitz through content day one, so they implement the stamina system. There's a reason why you have to spend money in order for you to get more stamina. When you take a look at games like Genshin Impact, you have to consume primo gems in order for you to get more resin. Resin is one of the main issues in Genshin Impact, and guess what? They never increased it. It stays the same. I mean, they increased the limit, but there's still no reserve stamina system in Genshin Impact. Why do you think that is? Because they want you to spend money. They want you to buy more primos so that you can, get more stamina. That's the whole point of the stamina system. It's there to prevent you from progressing at your own pace. And if you want to progress at your own pace, you have to spend money. Meanwhile, in Do It Out of Biz, I could progress at my own pace without spending money. So if you were to ask me which one is better, of course I'm gonna pick DNA, because I don't have to spend money to progress at my own pace. I can just log in, and if I have something to do, I can just do it. I can't, like, I'm not sitting here telling myself, damn, bro, I can't do this today. I can try to get this character, but at the same time, there's a stamina system, so I can only do like 5 runs. Nah, bro, you can do as many runs as you want. Of course, secret letters, like, you have a certain amount. You know what I'm saying? If you grind it a lot, you will have like 1,500. You don't want to use all your secret letters on one character. Like, that's brain dead. But there's no stamina system preventing you from progressing at your own pace. So, honestly, bro, I'm not gonna sit here like, okay, sure, it's a preference thing. If you prefer stamina, that's cool and all. But if we're gonna sit here and talk about, like, if we're gonna say that the stamina system is objectively good, fuck no, it's not. It's not objectively good. It's just not. It's not good at all. I can't stand when I'm playing a video game and it tells me, hey, Faros, you played enough. It's time for you to get off and do something else. And I only spent like, what, 20 minutes on the game? The hell? The fuck? Nah, bro. I want to progress at my own pace.
It will continue to have them in the foreseeable future. On the other hand, when you do the exact same thing over and over again for 3 hours, you're going to experience burnout. Even if you can fully complete the 6 dupe levels in like 2 hours, that's still going to be a lot of time for some people. Plus, given that dupes are drastic power increases, it can often
So he's basically saying that the stamina system is there to pretty much is okay, the stamina system is there to slow down the process of burnout. Like, you're prolonging burnout, because eventually, like, when you look at these gacha games, there's a reason why people main multiple gacha games. You never see somebody playing one gacha game only. I mean, except Hoyo Shields. But when you see gacha players, right? They play multiple gacha games. Multiple. When you see CC's like Tuhu playing 13 gacha games, like, what are we even talking about? The reason why they made multiple gacha games is because of course, the standard system amount of content that's in that game and in version updates. That's why you see people playing multiple gacha games and not just one. What's the number one rule when it comes to gacha games, guys? Never main a gacha game. Never. Never main a gacha game. And it's true because when you main a gacha game, you're cooked. You're just going to be walking around picking up flowers and that's it. You're going to do nothing else. The stamina system is only there to it's only there to slow down the process of burnout. That's what it's there for. Meanwhile, in D&A, they're just like, man, fuck it, bro. Like you guys are going to be burned out eventually, so why does it fucking matter? When we drop a new update, you guys are going to come back to the game and play it.
Feel that if you don't complete the farming for the dupes, the character feels incomplete. I imagine what will inevitably happen is that people will optimize the
Fastest possible way to complete secret letters is wait for dismantle to come into rotation, play the MC and spam e-skill on objectives. They can go through walls and have like dismantle, bro. Dismantle is such a golden mission because it's really, really fast. Extremely fast. So of course you don't have to just wait for dismantle in order for you to farm for like, character secret letters, but the amount of time it takes you to complete this mission, nigga, is fast as hell. So, this is another example of players are going to find ways on how to optimize their runs. Players are going to find ways on how to get character secret letters a lot faster. They're going to find ways on how to like they're pretty much going to find ways on how to farm a lot faster. And I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool. The fact that they give you the opportunity to farm faster is cool. But the idea that, stamina, it's good because it prevents burnout, I don't know, man. Like, nah, I don't think that's a good argument because stamina system, right? The stamina system, when you look at the stamina system, these gacha games, they're only there to slow down the burnout process. That's all it's there for. It's just there to slow down the burnout process because the devs know full and well that when it comes to burnout, it's like it's inevitable. In gacha games, it is inevitable. That's why you always have that's why you have people looking forward to future updates, future upcoming updates because of burnout. They log into the game and all the version has, like all that update has in terms of content is story, a couple events, and that's it. That's all you have. When they release a new character, they put the stamina system there so it takes a long time for you to build that unit.
hell out of this game. Fastest farming routes, fastest teams to do mission types, fastest commission types to run. I tried to unlock a few characters and I was able to unlock a copy of Sybil in like 30 minutes. Now, since the Covert commissions refresh every hour, this means
So you literally just said that it took you 30 minutes to get Sybil. 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes. It took you 30 minutes to get Sybil, but at the same time, you're like, oh, the amount of time it takes. Like, are you serious?
you can wait until you see a mission type that's way shorter to complete. I think the best one out right now is the Dismantle mission type. You can basically zoom across the map and delete the 3 beacon points in less than a minute. I found this to be extremely efficient in farming the shard, and even though part of it does come down to luck, this is what I would do if I wanted to unlock a character fast. I couldn't care less about playing these levels. These are just a means to get what I want, and I want to get past this chore as fast as I can. Circling back to the topic of player retention, for anything that requires a concentrated amount of brain usage, you're gonna get exhausted both mentally and physically. Even though you know that the game is fun, you're also likely to mentally associate your exhaustion as a consequence of playing the game. If you take a look at numerous surveys, the average gaming session for a mobile user is around 5 minutes. Now you might argue, well, DNA is not a mobile game. Okay, well, did you know that the platform distribution for players in Genshin Impact, which many would agree to be the benchmark of the gacha industry, about 65% of players are on mobile. A large portion of the player base for these games are on their phones. You can see how we might be.
So are we saying that this game should cater to mobile players? And here's the thing too, it's like, once again, guys, because this game used to have gacha in it, a lot of people just cannot accept that this game is no longer a gacha game at its core. They can't accept that. So therefore, when they say things like, oh, mobile players, they spend like 5 minutes a day when it comes to these games, it's like, all right, then that's just a mobile, like that's just, that's just it. It is what it is. The game is on PC, and what if they bring it to console? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
running into a problem here. Mobile games are designed for quick bursts of playtime during your breaks or lunch. It was never meant to be played for prolonged periods. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, if you will.
So what I'm really interested to see what his solution is, because right now it seems like he's pretty much complaining that the amount of time it takes you to get what you want in this game takes a quote unquote long time, even though he just said it took him 30 minutes to get a character. 30 minutes, guys. It took him 30 minutes to get a character. What are we talking about? Like, if this was a gacha game, right? And you spend 5 minutes playing a gacha game, you know what you get out of 5 minutes? You do your dailies, and guess what? You get one pull. You probably don't even get one pull. You probably just get like what? Half a pull. You don't get anything out of that. You just go and do your dailies and you log off. That's all you get from that gacha game. That's all you get for the day. That's it. That's your content. Meanwhile, in DNA, this is a game where you progress at your own pace. You log in, do what you got to do, farm for characters, farm for weapons, do anything. Why are we complaining about this?
Well, whether or not DNA system will backfire is anyone's guess. Now you may be wondering, alright genius, if you think both having stamina or not having it are bad ideas, then what do you suggest? Oh, I got a suggestion, alright, but it's never going to be implemented. I propose that you just need to get rid of all the methods to upgrade a character. You don't need to farm materials to level or ascend them. You don't need to level or ascend weapons. Get rid of the demon wedge system. Get rid of leveling skills. When you get a character, you can passively level them from running stages, but that's it. When you get a weapon, you already have it at the strongest point it can be. Your skills can be passively leveled or unlocked as a flat version that doesn't change. No RNG gear system as well. You can
Wait, what? So wait, is he saying that when we get the characters should level up while we're doing these combat missions? Is that what he's saying? Like, let me go back here. Like, what?
having it are bad ideas, then what do you suggest? Oh, I got a suggestion, alright, but it's never going to be implemented. I propose that you just need to get rid of all the methods to upgrade a character. You don't need to farm materials to level or ascend
So he doesn't want us to farm for materials to level up characters.
them. You don't need to level or ascend weapons. Get rid of the demon wedge system. Get rid of
He wants to get rid of the demon wedge system? Are you what the fuck?
leveling skills. When you get a character,
No leveling up skills?
you can passively level them from running stages, but that's it. When you get a weapon, you already have it at the strongest
What is this video? So I get the character and all I have to do is just play the missions and that's it. I just leveled him up. But didn't he just say a couple minutes ago that when it comes to the missions, it's just you spamming through and that's it. Like you're just spamming and it's really like it's pretty much like brain dead whenever you're going through these missions, these combat missions like termination, dismantling, etc. I mean, you just said that, you know, doing the same thing every single day, like players are gonna get burnt out from that. But removing the demon wedge system, removing, the method for you to like level up your characters, which is you grinding for materials. How is that any different, bro? Like you're still doing these missions at the end of the day. You're still doing the same thing. You're still going in, fighting these enemy trash mobs to level up. What are we talking about?
point it can be, your skills can be passively leveled or unlocked as a flat version that doesn't change. No RNG gear system as well. You can switch between different skill sets, but you don't need to grind for this. I think the only way you can solve the stamina issue is to just remove what you are using it for.
Yeah, he gotta be trolling, guys. He gotta be trolling. He gotta be trolling. So like, remove the demon wedge system, remove materials for you to level up your characters. So like, we just get the character and then I don't know, like I don't know. I think that's a really, really like bad solution. And the reason why I think that's a bad solution is because when I get my characters, right? I get the character secret letters, I obtain the characters, right? Of course, I'm gonna try to get the materials to level them up to make them stronger. But when you don't have that at all, it's just you go through the missions and boom, you just get, some EXP and then you can like passively level up that character. Over time, I'm gonna be like, dude, how long is it gonna take me to level up this character, man? I've been doing these missions over and over again, and I don't know how long it's gonna take me to actually max out these characters. Like how much XP is it gonna take for me to level up these units? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a really bumpy road there. Like when I get materials, I'm guaranteed to just level up that character. I can just consume EXP books, which gives me a fuck ton of EXP of XP, whatever, and then I level up the character. Like I can just do what, like 3 runs, 2 runs, or even 4 runs, and then it give me the XP books, and boom, I level up the character. We're good to go, and I just get the materials, ascend him, and we're good. We're popping. And in the next upcoming unit, guess what? If I can see how like their materials, I can just grind for it, and then when that character releases, boom, I level them up. It's like I'm really confused here as of to like what's the point of this solution? Like, is he trying to reduce playtime or is he trying to increase playtime? Because he said for mobile players, they spend 5 minutes a day playing the game on mobile. Not just this game, but every game. They spend 5 minutes. So is he doing this to reduce playtime or increase playtime? I have no idea.
Obviously, for mobile games that incentivize daily logins, this absolutely cannot happen. So my suggestion will just forever be that. I would also like to comment on the gacha list system as well. Despite not having a stamina system, you'll still be barred by the rate you can acquire them. This system is great if you have a lot of time to game and find the grind to be addicting. I'm sure there will be
Let me remind y'all, it took him 30 minutes to get a character, all right? 30 minutes. 30 minutes to actually get a character. Meanwhile, in the gacha game, you can't say the same for a gacha game. Like, I log in and boom, like, I spend 30 minutes going around opening chests. I might not even get a multi. I might not even get a 10 pull. I might not even get the character. It took you 30 minutes to get a guaranteed character, the character that you actually want. 30 minutes, and we're complaining about that.
a crowd for it. I overall think this system is fine, just not that much of an improvement over a traditional gacha system. If you don't want to
Let me go ahead and switch back to my account real quick, guys. This is ridiculous, bro. This is absolutely ridiculous. We got Lin, Enchon level 1. We got this character here. We could get multiple other units, guys. And it's only going to take around 30 minutes to get these characters. 30 minutes. For me, it takes like 30 to 20 minutes to get these characters. And we're saying that this isn't an improvement from gacha games. Like, this is not a huge improvement at all. Man, we're cooked, guys. We're actually cooked. We are really, really cooked, man. This is what happens when you only play gacha games, bro. And once again, I'm not assuming that this person only plays gacha games, but when you play a lot of gacha games and you see that a game used to be a gacha game, but they took out the gacha system, your perspective on certain things, it's going to be skewed. It really is going to be skewed. Like when you see this, you're like, ah, this is fine. And then you start glazing the stamina system. It's like, what the fuck? I've never seen someone glaze the stamina system. Like, what in the world?
spend hours of your time on this, though, the only alternative will be to pay up. But hey, a valid argument is that you won't have to risk random chances to save up for months just to not get what you want. If you put in the effort, you will get the character. However, there are people that think otherwise. This is gonna sound insane, but gambling is really fun.
Yeah, this video is bad. Yo, I knew it. As soon as I see this, gambling is fun. Oh my gosh, bro. And this is what I'm saying, guys. They're addicted. It comes from addiction. It really just comes down to addiction, man. Like, if you're gonna sit here and complain that, oh, I actually have to play the game to get the character, and then I ask you, I'm like, all right, so why do you prefer gambling for a character? Why do you prefer that? And your only response to that is, it's fun. You're addicted. Like, I'm sorry, bro. You're addicted. A lot of people like to hide their addiction by saying, oh, it's a preference. No, it's not a preference. You're just addicted. You're literally addicted. How is it fun for you to spend all this time on a game just for you to get a chance to obtain that character? A chance, by the way, not guaranteed, but a chance. Imagine you spend what? A month farming, saving your pulls just to lose 50-50. How is that fun? Meanwhile, in a game where I'm playing the game, doing co-op, grinding, and I actually get the character I want, 100% guaranteed, I would prefer that. Because they're rewarding me for spending time. They're rewarding me for actually playing the game. Meanwhile, in the gacha game, they're not rewarding me for playing the game. It's more like they're like, all right, bro, since you spent like what, a month saving up, maybe we're gonna give you a reward. Maybe. That's what it comes off as when it comes to gacha games. Hey, bro, you spent a whole month saving up. I might. I might reward you. I might. What are we talking about right now?
There are people out there that play gacha games precisely because of the thrill. Think about how good it felt to land that 5-star in a single pull, while the rest of the plebeians had to go to pity for the same thing. Now that certainly was a highlight. I'm one to think that the no gacha option is still better than having one, though I feel as if though DNA's approach may not be what some mobile gamers are looking for. So here's what I propose to be the true solution to the no gacha problem.
What is
you
it?
still have daily missions and events that give out the gacha tokens at a controlled rate. However, when you go into the gacha screen, instead of seeing the 1 or 10 pull option, you just see a single button. 10,000 gems to get this character. No.
And I apologize, guys, for my bad here. I apologize, but what the fuck, bro? Oh my gosh. There's no way his solution is to bring back gacha. What are we talking about? And do you guys see the amount here? 10,000. 10,000 to recruit a 5-star unit. 10,000. That's your solution? To bring so bro's solution is to bring back gacha. What are we talking about? These are the people who just like, bro, oh my gosh, man. When you look at a game like Duet Out Abyss, bro, it's a breath of fresh air that we have a game where we just log in, play it, and we just get what we want and we just leave. There's no bullshit. There's no 50-50 bullshit. There's none of that. It's a breath of fresh air. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that DNA is the best game ever made. Hell no. Right? But them removing the gacha system is a step in the right direction. It is. It's a step in the right direction. Why are we trying to normalize gacha? Just why? Like, you recommending this, like, it doesn't matter if you're like saying, oh, like they just put in one button for you to recruit a 5-star. Dude, at the end of the day, it's still gacha. Like, just said it yourself. The reason why people like gacha is because of the thrill. That's all it comes down to. You just want to gamble, bro. There's no logic when it comes to gacha, bro. You just want to you're just addicted to it. It's just the thrill, that's it. It makes no fucking sense, bro.
Gambling here. If you click the button, you will get it. There's no ambiguity or 50-50 rate up chances. We retain the casual nature of gacha games while getting rid of the gambling aspect. If there's a gacha game...
Bro, what the fuck? So, like, you... Yo, what's the point? It's like, at this point, these niggas don't want to play the game. They don't want to play the game. Like, he literally just said, yeah, like, yeah, if the solution for it to remove the gacha, you know, let's just put a button where, like, you get the character, you know what I'm saying? You have to spend 10,000, you know, primos or whatever. You get the character guaranteed, but, okay, if you get the character guaranteed, then why? Like, why even recommend this if you get the character guaranteed? What's the point? It's like, at this point, it just comes down to, I don't want to grind. I don't want to play the game. I just want to press one fucking button and I just want to get the character. That's it. It's like they just want to see the animation. They just want to see the gacha animation, you know, to, I don't know, man, just to feel excited, just to, you know, be excited about the gacha again. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, this solution, it doesn't make sense. If you're getting a character guaranteed, then what's the point?
willing to go this route, that'd be something I praise all day. Overall, I think DNA systems are fine. I think it does things differently enough that
This is terrible.
that people will be giving it a fair shot. It's just not what I believe to be objective improvements over what gacha games have had in the past.
What? You think this is not an objective improvement from gacha games? Are we serious? So you're telling me a game where I'm spending what? Let's say I spend 30 minutes playing the game, right? I spend 30 minutes playing the game, and all I get in return is 2 single pulls or 1 pull just to get a 3-star weapon. That's all I get in return. Meanwhile, a game like Duet Out Abyss, where I spend 30 minutes in the game, and guess what? I get a character. 30 minutes and I get a character or a weapon. How is that how is this not an objective improvement? Like, how is this is not I'm sitting here stuttering because I can't believe this video is actually real. How is that not an objective improvement when you're getting something valuable in return? You're actually getting a character in return by spending 30 minutes in a game. What are we saying right now? Oh, it's not an objective improvement from gacha games. So you're glazing the stamina system when the stamina system is literally predatory, because they literally tell you, hey man, you cannot progress any further unless you spend money. If you spend money, then you can progress further. Let me go ahead and remind y'all, in Do a Night Abyss, you don't even need commission manuals to grind. Commission manuals are just there to boost the chance of you getting more materials. You don't even need commission manuals. You can grind infinitely. You can grind whenever you want. No stamina, nothing. And he's saying that this is not an improvement. He's saying that this is not an objective improvement from gacha games. This video really comes off as I'm trying to promote gacha. That's what it comes off as, because let's not forget your solution to the no gacha thing. Your solution is crazy. Oh, instead of them removing the gacha, how about they just put in, you know, recruit 5-star character and you need to spend 10,000 crystals or whatever and you get the character guaranteed. What is the point? What is the point? It comes down to, you just want the thrill. You just want to see the gacha animation because you want to satisfy, I don't know, your addiction. I have no idea. That's what it comes off as. You get Sybil in 30 minutes and then you're like, nah, bro, I would rather them put in a gacha system and I spend 10,000 crystals to get the character instead. How does that make any logical sense? How? How does that make any sense?
DNA is using a cosmetics-focused monetization approach. While there are many deals in the game accessories and full outfits, the upper echelon of the cosmetics goes to these gacha skins. I suspected something like this would happen, since the game still has to make some money somehow. This means they're going to be a bit more stingy with the skins. As you can see, the rates are really not in your favor here. A 0.3% chance to land a premium cosmetic.
Hey, once again, when it comes to cosmetics, bro, I don't give a shit, bro. I don't give a shit. If it doesn't affect gameplay, I don't fucking care. Like, it is what it is. They already said it in like they already dropped the tweet. They already said that they're gonna implement more weapon skins in the shop. They're gonna implement more skins in the shop that you can directly purchase. So it's like, ooh, who fucking cares, man?
And it's split into different.
The rates are low for sure. The rates are low, but at the same time, it's like, it's not a big deal.
Now, when a gacha gets transferred to a skin gacha, then the value of it becomes a lot more subjective. After all, how much would you be willing to pay for this? Some people absolutely don't care about skins. Some people play games because of them. Since the characters are farmable, this gives room for the developers to be as stingy as they want with the skins, and you really can't argue against it. If they wanted to make some $60 skins, some $200 skins, you know what I'm saying? Then they're kind of free to do so. You can bet that you won't be getting a lot of free pulls here. I would also like to point out that DNA is definitely not the first to have a skin gacha. There are numerous examples of older gachas that have had this approach. It just happens to be the first that's also a high-budget release. Me, personally, I don't have a problem with this, but that's mainly because I don't really care about cosmetics most of the time. There will be people that really want the
Good, because if he was gonna start ranting about that, oh my gosh.
skins, so the skin gacha really isn't something I can make a good objective judgment on. People often argue about what is considered as pay to win. How since it's just cosmetics, there's absolutely no paying involved. However, if your win condition is to have the coolest looking skins, well in that case, DNA will be pay to win, for you specifically. So we've talked about everything unique DNA has to offer, and I think the gacha list character system, lack of stamina, and the cosmetics-based monetization are all mostly okay. I'm sure they will appeal to a certain fanbase that will support the game because of it. However, I believe Duet.
I'm sorry, but like, what really bothered me is his solution to the whole no gacha thing. his solution blew my mind. The fact that he said, "Oh, people like gotcha because of the thrill." Like you pretty much just admitted that it's addiction, right? You just admitted that. Plus, your solution is proof that you guys are addicted to gotcha. Oh yeah, we're gonna put a button here for you to pull for the character. It's 100% guaranteed, but we're just gonna put it there just to put it there. Just so you can see the gotcha animation. I don't know. Like, what's the point of that solution? When I can just, I don't know, play the game and just get the character. Like, the difference between his solution and what Do Not Abyss did is that for Do Not Abyss, you play the game, you grind, get the character. It takes like 30 minutes, right? Meanwhile, his solution is, oh, you have login events, you have some events where they're going to give you pools, and you can use these pools to pull for the character. And it's 100% guaranteed. Realize that the difference between both solutions is that one solution, you're required to play the game. Meanwhile, the other solution is, oh, just log in and just get pools and log off. What?
This suffers from one major issue, something that's way harder to fix and something more ingrained in its systems. The gameplay is just kinda boring.
Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, you guys remember when he said, like a couple minutes ago, he said that he wants to remove the demon wedge system, right? When it comes to the whole stamina thing, he's like, oh, since I want the game to have stamina, and since some people don't want stamina, here's a better solution. How about they remove the method when it comes to leveling up characters? How about they remove the demon wedge system? But then you say later on, oh yeah, the gameplay is a little bit boring. The demon wedge system adds more depth to the game. You build characters differently with the demon wedge system. You can have different attack sequences with the demon wedge system. And you want them to remove that? And then you're like, the gameplay is boring? What the fuck? Is he trolling? Like, seriously, is he actually trolling right now? Because so far, all of his solutions are counter-effective. They're really counter-effective. It's like, all these solutions is doing, like, if the devs actually listened to what this person said, that would seriously damage the game. It would damage the game. Removing the demon wedge system, and then you say the gameplay is boring. Like, holy, this video is a mess, bro. I'm being honest with y'all, and no offense, but I'm just being real. Like, this video is a mess.
Early beta launch, but now that the game is out, it almost makes me think that they've dedicated most of the resources to revamping the progression system and left the gameplay design as is. I mean, in my eyes, the gameplay is the beating heart of the game. I can put up with a stingier system if the gameplay is good, but if it's not fun, then even the most generous gacha system can't save you. Now, I normally don't comment on the nature of gameplay since it makes no sense for me to argue that a 3D brawler is better than tower defense. In this case though, in the context of an action brawler, I feel like DNA just doesn't have much for me to chew on. Now, maybe there's something I'm not getting, but during my time playing, I just wiped the floor on every stage just by spamming normal attacks on my ult ability. So I didn't see.
Yeah, once you go to immersive theater, everything changes, bro. Once you go to immersive theater, that changes. And I'm not gonna, like, let's be real, guys. He hasn't shown a single immersive theater gameplay at all. He's only shown like open world bosses, like bosses in the open world, and enemy trash mobs. But when it comes to immersive theater, I haven't seen that at all.
A reason to learn enemy attacks or adapt a different strategy. In other action brawlers, you have different team members meant to play their roles, and it's satisfying to pull off a tight rotation or see how your team comes together. Here though, everyone is just kind of expected to do damage, and it's not exactly creative how they do it. There's no opportunity for me to know that I'm doing something wrong. As long as you can maintain your character and weapon levels and get some decent demon wedges, you won't be in any danger most of the time. My guess is that eventually some of the endgame content will be harder and more centered around co-op teams.
Yeah, no shit, the in-game content is gonna be harder. Try immersive theater. It's like, bro, where's the immersive theater gameplay at? I haven't seen that at all.
With distinct roles during the fight. So you have more interactable elements with other players.
It's like he's only doing combat challenges, open world bosses, and that's it. Where's the in-game mode?
How you all come together to contribute. I know some of the demon wedges change your playstyle quite drastically, with some even adjusting your movesets, though I never got too deep enough into the game to know if it truly matters that much. My own prediction is that the game will do well enough to garner and maintain a player base. I don't think it's going to reach the upper echelon of gacha gaming revenues, and I predict that not a lot of games will follow suit what DNA is doing. I'm sorry to say it, I highly respect Pan Studios' decision to remove the character gacha, but let's not kid ourselves. Skins are just not as profitable as trying to.
Who gives a fuck? once again, if the game is fun, the game is fun. It's like this is the thing too. It's like, bro, when you say things like, "Oh, I think other games are not going to follow doing DNA," what you're doing is you're pretty much saying, "Yeah, man, I think gotcha games, they like future upcoming games, right? Live service games, they should put it to gotcha. Yeah, they should definitely put it to gotcha for sure. Come on, bro. Come on. When you look at games like where wins meet, got games like Ananta coming soon. The fact that those games, right, they're removing gotcha. Now, I will say for Ananta, they did remove character gotcha. I don't know about weapons though. But when you look at games like Where Winds Meet, yo, Where Winds Meet literally looks like a AAA game, bro. Like it literally looks like a Ghost of Tsushima live service game. So for you to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, when it comes to these live service games, yeah, gotcha should be the way to go." I'm sorry to tell you that. It's like I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's a very dangerous thing to say because what you're saying is that it's not possible for games like DNA. It's not possible for live service games to succeed without gotcha, which is just not true. There are multiple games out there, multiple free games, live service games that succeed without gotcha. They do have cosmetic gotcha, but they still succeed. It's like people are so conditioned to believe that a game needs to make billions just to survive. That's not fucking true. It's not. It is not true. Games like Genshin Impact, they brainwash a lot of people. They brainwash a lot of people. And the reason why they brainwash a lot of people is because the devs for Genshin Impact are lazy as shit. So whenever they decide to do something, like whenever they decide to not do something, people are like, "Oh, the reason why they're not doing it is because they're busy with this update," or "Oh, they're not making enough money." Nigga, they're making billions, bro. Billions. They're making billions. They're making billions. When you look at version 1.1 for Duet Abyss, it looks insane. It looks crazy. You don't need $1 billion to keep a game alive, a live service game like this. You don't need $1 billion. You don't need 15 billion. You don't need that much money. You really don't. I'm telling you, man, gotcha, it really like cooked a lot of individuals. It cooked a lot of people in the head, bro. It really did.
Capture whales with dupes and signature weapons. The current models of traditional stamina and gacha systems work so well that I really think there's just no point of taking the risk of going the gacha skin route for a lot of developers. No, I don't think Duet Night Abyss will kill gacha games or reform them to a great extent. The impact of the decision to remove stamina and character gacha will be fairly minimal in the grand scheme of things. The monotonous gameplay is something that's a bit more subjective, though I feel this is a much harder problem to tackle than performance or game economy issues. This is my main concern when playing the game, and for me, it leaves a lot to be desired. If you ask me how Duet Night Abyss will perform in the long run, I think it will do just fine. Maybe not to the extent of the other giants in the industry, but for a new studio, I would say it's pretty solid.
Of course it's not, because other games are extremely predatory. Like, what the fuck? You see, this is the thing too. It's like when you look at these, these bigger games, the reason why they're so successful is because they're predatory. You look at Genshin Impact, the game released with no guaranteed in the weapon banner, like no pity. It's just, oh, if you're lucky, you're lucky. That's it. That's the game that's number one right now, Genshin Impact. That's the game that's on the top. A game where you have to get constellations, you have to get dupes on a character you already maxed out in order for you to reach level 100. Like, what are we even talking about right now?
Overall, I think the music, the story, and the general quality should be praised for a studio's first real attempt at a large title. I think the innovations to go the gachaless route and removing the stamina system are fine. They're not what I consider to be the ideal solutions to the problem they're meant to be addressing, but it's different enough that people will find
It is an ideal solution. It is. It is an ideal solution. I'm not saying that, oh, them removing the gacha means that the game is perfect. No, but it is a great start. It is a great start because this pretty much motivates, upcoming games, right? Whenever a live service game releases in the future, they're gonna look at games like Duet Not Abyss, and they're gonna be like, all right, so they decide to do this with their monetization, and this is what Genshin Impact did with their monetization. Which one should we do? Right? That's what they're gonna start doing. They're gonna start looking at these games. They're gonna be like, all right, so this is what they did with their monetization. Which one should we do here? And let's see how people react to their monetization model. Let's see how people react to it. When you see videos like this, where you're saying, oh, the solution to this isn't that big of a deal. The solution is, it's fine, it's whatever, right? Instead of them removing the gotcha, they should have put in a button where you can still pull and get the character guaranteed. When you say things like that, bro, come on, man. It's like, dude, we're just gonna be in this infinite cycle where these games, all they're gonna do is just implement gotcha as the monetization model. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. And the game is gonna revolve around gotcha. When you look at games like Woowa, bro, let's be real, guys. 2.7, dry as fuck, nothing going on. Unless you pull for a character. When you pull for a character, guess what? You have access to more content. That's my main issue when it comes to gotcha games. When there's nothing going on in the game, if you want something to do, pull for this character. That's my problem. But in this game, it's like I can just get any character I want, press through content, press at my own pace, and have fun.
interest in it. It just depends how this will all pan out in the long term. The monetization is mainly cosmetic space, and they're going to get a little stingy on that. My biggest gripe right now is the lack of interactivity in the gameplay, and this will be a much bigger issue to handle than the other items on the list. And even though it might not be for me, I can see how the game can have an addictive grind for the right players, and this is a game I overall would have no...
All I have to say is that this is a great start. That's all I have to say. This is a great start. What DNA did with their monetization, it's a great start. And they can build on from that. They can, like, once they promote that this game has no gotcha, that's going to bring in a lot of people. And then version 1.1, they start introducing a lot more, crazy stuff.
Problems recommending
Improving
to others
gameplay,
to try. This is going to be one of those games I'll check back in a year to see how well it's doing. When I first heard the news that DNA was removing the gacha, I thought this might have actually been a turning point in the genre, and when other studios see the success it's getting from this decision, they'd follow suit. Now though, I look at the game and think, yeah, I guess that's also another way to monetize the game. Sure, why not? Games will always ask for a lot of your time or money, and I can see that DNA just happened to choose the former. Thank you for tuning into this first...
Nah, that video was not it, bro. It was bad. It was a bad video. And the reason why this video was bad is because all you did was say, this game could have been better if you did this, if you did that. And your solutions, it just comes off as, oh yeah, the game would have been better as a gacha game. That's what your solution was. Remove the demon wedge system, right? You were talking about the stamina system, saying that you like the stamina system, saying that it's good. And then you say that for mobile players, they spend 5 minutes playing the game. And it's like you're trying to make the game, become another gacha game where you log in for 5 minutes and that's it. That's all you get. You have stamina that's going to block you from progressing any further. Stamina system is going to block you from progressing at your own pace. And then you talk about the gacha system. You're like, instead of them removing it, how about they just put in a summon button where it says recruit 5-star character and you have to spend 10,000 crystals? What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? What are we doing? When videos like this are on YouTube, all right? And once again, y'all, I'm just being honest here. I'm not going to sugarcoat or anything. I'm just being real, 100% real. When videos like this are on YouTube, developers are watching. They're watching and they're taking notes. They're paying attention. When they see videos like this, they're going to be like, all right, so this is how they feel. Okay. It seems like a great idea. All right, so the next game we're going to make, how about we go ahead and put recruit 5-star with 10,000 crystals, and then we're also going to implement stamina. We're going to remove this, we're going to remove that. We're going to the gameplay, right? The amount of time it takes you to complete your dailies and all of that, when it comes to the amount of content you have each day for this game, we're going to limit it to just 5 minutes, and that's it. We're going to make this a mobile game. What the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing? When bro started saying, "Oh yeah, this is a mobile game," like, oh my goodness, dude. Like that's when things start to get bumpy, bro. When you start saying that it's a mobile game and you start talking about the play time when it comes to mobile players, making the game revolve around mobile only. Like, what are we even talking about right now? Once again, guys, Do Not Abyss is a game where you can grind, you can progress whenever you want, bro. And people are seriously complaining about this. People are seriously saying, I prefer stamina. I prefer gacha. I like gacha because of the thrill. I just want to click that button and see the animation and poof, I get the character. It feels good. That's what this video comes down to, bro. I just want to pull for the character and see the animation. That's it. Oh man. Yeah, this wow. What an absolute disaster, bro. This was not it.